Ready your steel and silver, because here comes the White Wolf. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 The Witcher moments. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the most impactful and fan-pleasing moments to come out of Netflix's adaptation of this dark fantasy series. Fair warning, there's nothing but spoilers ahead.
If we cross swords,
I won't be able to stop.
Number 10, Evil is Evil.
evil is evil, Striga.
What better place to start than with one of the White Wolf's most famous quotes? After making his way to the town of Blaviken, Geralt is contacted by the wizard Striga and asked to slay Yennefer, a princess-turned-bandit whose supposedly cursed origin threatens the natural order of things.
So what brings you to Blaviken, Whitehair? You came for a monster?
Cutting down a person in such a manner doesn't sit well with Geralt, who refuses the Conjurer's contract outright, but not before delivering this insightful monologue on how even lesser evils are unjustifiable in his eyes.
Lesser, greater, middling. It's all the same.
Number 9. Who is Yennefer?
Yennefer!
It took all season, but we finally got to see destiny converge as Geralt and Ciri's fated meeting comes to pass. Given the grief both endured getting to this point, seeing the two embrace makes for a beautiful and heartwarming moment amidst the storm of chaos currently consuming the continent, all leading to Ciri asking a question in regards to a vision she had, one that saw Geralt wandering the ruins of Sodden Hill, crying out for Yennefer.
Yennefer!
Yennefer!
It's not an easy question to answer either, though we have no doubt come season 2, Ciri will have all the time in the world to learn about her new surrogate mother.
Who is Yennefer?
Number 8. Lore of Surprise.
By tradition, I chose the law of surprise as payment.
You would have thought that after witnessing everything that happened at the Cintra banquet, that Geralt would be a little more cautious when it comes to using the Law of Surprise as a means of payment. With Duni free of his hedgehog curse, and his marriage to Pavetta officially sanctioned, he pleads with Geralt to allow him to repay all the kindness bestowed.
I must repay you.
You've proven yourself to be the kind of man who would do the same.
Seemingly on a whim, Geralt invokes the Law of Surprise, likely thinking nothing will come of it, only for Pavetta to instantaneously vomit, revealing herself to be pregnant, her unborn child now bound to Geralt. Turns out destiny is quick on the draw when it comes to these shindigs.
What have you done, Witcher?
Number 7. The Siege of Cintra. It's this surprise attack that puts everything else in motion, tumbling the northern kingdoms and everything in between into a bloody scuffle for the future of the continent. Under the banner of their newfound religious zealotry, Nilfgaard lays waste to Cintra, forcing the wounded Queen Calanthe to send her beloved daughter Cirilla out into the world in order to find Geralt of Rivia.
Find Geralt of Rivia.
Witnessing the citizens being slaughtered by the Nilfgaardian troops, the nobles poisoning themselves, and Calanthe falling to her death make for truly harrowing sights. All the more so when we're given context later down the line on how this massacre could have possibly been avoided.
Keep going.
No!
Princess, I gave your grandmother my word.
Number 6. The Last Wish.
There are only 3 wishes.
Oh, come on, you always say you want nothing from life.
The long-awaited meeting between Geralt and Yennefer was certainly explosive, following on from their flirtatious first encounter during Yen's very adult-oriented party. The rogue mage aided the White Wolf in healing Yaskia before a wayward Djinn's wish nearly robbed him of his life.
He will survive and recover his vocal talents.
Alas, it turns out that Yen has darker machinations on the brain, planning on becoming the Wishgiver's vessel in order to become more powerful and have a child of her own. Geralt's only chance at saving her is to use his third and final wish, something we're not privy to but it gets the job done. Number 5, Yen's transformation.
She is stunning.
In spite of her rocky start at Aretuza, Yennefer seemed to be excelling as an apprentice mage, and had even found love with Istrad.
These are things you love.
These are the things I thought you would love.
Things couldn't be better until the Brotherhood of Sorcerers found out about her elvish heritage, planned to send her packing to Nilfgaard, and she discovered her new lover had been spying on her on Striga's command. This proves to be the final straw. Deciding to take what she feels is owned, she pressures the magical artisan to make her beautiful. This is no simple task, however, as the operation doesn't only rob her of her fertility, but it's also agonizing. How she made it through so much pain, we'll never know. Number 4, the Butcher of Blaviken. And this was the moment all Witcher fans knew that, despite lacking Gwent, this series had managed to nail the landing, and it's all down to this beautifully brutal rampage that sees Geralt take on Renfri's henchmen and proceed to slice through them like they're paper dolls. Despite being outnumbered, the White Wolf easily slays each bandit that comes his way, carving limbs and impaling torsos everywhere he goes, concluding with one hell of a beheading. It's certainly one way to earn yourself an infamous nickname, not to mention confirm that Henry Cavill was indeed born to play Geralt.
Leave Blaviken. It's not too late.
Number 3, the Battle of Sodden Hill.
You're a talented mage.
Nilfgaard may have an army, but they don't have a patch on Yennefer. In a desperate bid to halt the march of the Empire before they conquer the continent, a band of mages including Yen and Triss make one last stand at the keep on Sodden Hill.
Keep watch on the tower.
The tower.
Reserve your chaos.
It's here that Yennefer's story comes full circle, choosing to protect others instead of herself, and after some last words of encouragement from her teacher/mother figure, Tissaia, Yennefer finally allows her chaos to erupt, unleashing a torrent of fire magic that ends up incinerating the encroaching forces into dust. Atta girl. Number 2, toss a coin to your Witcher.
Need a hand? I've got 2, one for each of the devil's horns.
Go away.
You couldn't ask for a better bard than Jaskier. Sure, he never knows when to shut his mouth, but as comedic foil, the man just can't be beat.
Oh, I have to see this magical, this mythical...
And besides, he did give us a ballad that ended up enrapturing most of the continent, and us at that.
Toss a coin to your Witcher, oh valley of plenty, whoa.
Not only is it one hell of a catchy rhyme, but it's palpitated with this underlining sadness, at least from Geralt's perspective, since for all the strides Jaskier and his song take to highlight how much of a beacon of hope the Witcher is, it's layered with fabrications about his deeds, further enforcing the myth that all non-humans are monsters. But hey, respect doesn't make history.
Toss a coin to your Witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh.
Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are a few honourable mentions.
Though you didn't want to lose her, Geralt, you will.
He already has.
You've cheated the game, won without even knowing it.
I need to know why.
No answer will give you what you want.
3 out of 10 boys survived the trial. Tell me. At least, you didn't know this before you left me on his doorstep.
Number 1. Geralt vs. the Striga. For those of you who are worried that this on-screen interpretation of the White Wolf wouldn't live up to his potential as a monster hunter, lay your fears to rest. After some sleuthing, Geralt discovers the beast slaughtering the citizens of Temeria is a former princess who was cursed at birth.
Your scent was on her sheets.
Geralt?
Old ones and new ones.
Which consequently turned her into a hellish creature known as a Striga. Hoping to save her from this affliction, the Witcher is left with no other choice than to keep her out of her crypt until dawn, which proves to be easier said than done. From the Striga's haunting appearance, the fight choreography, right down to that bittersweet conclusion, this battle is quintessential Witcher. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.